Welcome back. Leadership isn't just about strategy and policy. It's about character, resilience, and the ability to inspire others. In a world where success is often measured by eternal achievements, true leadership starts from within. From overcoming homelessness and corporate barriers to battling cancer and emerging as a powerful voice in leadership development. Our first guest, a journey through a testament to resilience and purpose. She's here with us today. She has that leadership coach quality. She's the coach, Renée Brown. Can I call you Coach Brown?
You can.
Welcome to the
Thank
show. You've been doing this for some time. Give us a little background.
I'm new to coaching as an entrepreneur, right? I just left corporate America after spending about 28 years.
You said no more of this corporate America thing. Let me do my own thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, I understand it.
Yes. So tell you more about that.
Yes. So
Okay.
how did you make that transition from the corporate world to what you're doing now?
Yes. Well, I just decided the time was now. I will say I've been preparing probably the last 2 years to make the transition to start this year. But I really had a plan 30 years ago to not stay 28 years in corporate, but I am glad that I did. It gave me some great experience, knowledge, and skills for which I'm able to use now to leverage to do great things for individuals and organizations
Beautiful.
alike.
And your story is filled with resilience from homelessness to battling cancer. What kept you pushing forward during your toughest moments?
Honestly, my faith, my character, my convictions. You know, I was raised in church, and I'm thankful for that upbringing because it gave me the principles and the standards that enabled me to withstand the storms that I had to face along the journey.
Yeah. God is good.
God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good. How did your personal experience shape your approach to leadership and character development?
Well, it laid the foundation, I would say. At the end of the day, principles like humility, right? I think my struggles really taught me, first of all, to be grateful for life in and of itself, and then to have the opportunities to experience trials, overcome them, and ultimately make use of them.
Yeah. And you know how to do it. You know the road now.
I do.
You know what road to take. And you talk about embracing the power of belief and bravery. What advice would you give to someone struggling to find their self-worth in face of adversity?
My first piece of advice would say, you are somebody, no matter what you're going through. You are somebody. Believe that.
And you emphasize that character, not circumstances, defines the value of a person. How can leaders apply this mindset in the workplace?
By looking for character. For instance, you know, I was reading, I believe it's the university, I'm not sure if it's the University of Connecticut, but I know it's one of the universities there where the coach has implemented character as the way in which they look for talent. They don't look based on the physical skills of an athlete. They're looking at the character and figuring they can develop the physical skills. And so that's what I would encourage many leaders to look for.
Yeah. And you have to have that beast mindset. Tell us about it.
Now, yes, and I realized I've been a beast.
Yeah.
Beast stands for brave, enthusiastic, authentic, self-control, and thankful. And I believe those are some of the key virtues and character traits one must live by. And
you know, they call somebody to be, I think he's in football, I forgot his name, but they call him the Beast too. But it has helped many overcome personal and professional obstacles in their lives. Yeah. And so you use that today and you advise others to
absolutely. And it's really empowering when you remind yourself when you're going through something, you say, I'm a beast.
I'm a beast.
I'm a beast.
I can tackle this.
I can tackle this.
I can do this.
That's right.
And you can do this too.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you go around, do you meet a lot of people? Do you have an outreach program going on?
So I've just started this, right? And one of the things, I live in Georgia right now, but I'm actually in the process of transitioning here to New York City. And the Bronx is where I'm told that I really should be. That
Yeah,
the
you got to
Bronx-
come to. Yeah.
Well, but I'm told that the Bronx is a lot like me. You know, was kind of an underdog, counted out, but is coming back with a big thunder. And so the Bronx is a beast, and might be a great place for Renée Brown to
Yeah.
reside.
Did you check out any of the other boroughs?
Yes, I lived here about 27, 28 years ago.
Oh, you-
And
so
at
you're
that
not a-
time, I lived in Brooklyn. And right now, I'm staying in Lower Manhattan. So I know a little bit about
Yeah.
New York,
You
but I'm
know your
learning
way
a lot
around.
more about the Bronx because I will admit I had not spent a lot of time in the Bronx.
What part of the Bronx do you want to live in?
Well, that's the part that I'm learning.
All right, well, you know your way around, so you'll find out what that's all about. In a rapidly changing corporate world, how can leaders foster trust and respect within their teams?
Being authentic.
Being authentic.
Being authentic, being truthful themselves, and being that in which they wish the rest of the organization to be. Let the
Yeah.
leaders start with, let the leaders lead and be the example.
Yeah. Resilience is a major theme in your work. What practical steps can individuals take to build mental and emotional resilience?
Develop your belief system, and I'm encouraging you to adopt my beast mindset, and that will help to ensure that you're resilient each and every time you face a storm or a trial.
Renee, did you put something together? You have a pamphlet or a book or a website where people can go?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, go to my beautiful website, reneelbrown.com.
Yes.
And there, and by next week, you'll see my latest ebook coming out called The 3 Key Steps to Overcoming
So
Self-Esteem.
we're the first ones to find out about
Yeah,
this.
yes, you are.
What's the name of it?
The 3 Steps to Building Self-Esteem, Unshakable Self-Esteem.
Unshakable self-esteem.
Unshakable self-esteem, I'm sorry.
Sounds like a win-win.
It is. And I believe it's a great tool that will help individuals and organizations alike. Because self-esteem, self-confidence,
Yeah.
that's your core. And if you don't have that, and if it's not rooted in
Yeah.
character, then if it's not rooted in character, it's not sustainable. But if you root it in character,
Yeah.
and character is, again, the beast mindset provides you with a foundation, but I think there's a whole host of character principles for which you should live by.
Yeah.
But if you believe in that, if you establish who you are as a person of character and who your business is a business of character, I think you'll be able to weather any storm, especially the tough times that we're in right now
Yeah.
and that are looming before us.
How does a person start, though? I mean, somebody watching us today and they're saying, wow, I hear what she's saying, but where do I start? I'm on the ground floor here.
So I say, check out my website, okay? Check out the information that I'm telling you. The beast mindset gives you a great starting point. So starting with developing the first principle of being brave, being courageous, and then asking yourself, what is it that I need to be more brave, more courageous about? If you're a business, maybe it's the way in which you're positioning your business, right? Like you want to do greater business, but yet you're struggling with conveying your value, okay? So, and it takes courage to say to another company, hey, I know you want a lower price, but we provide such value that your return on investment is worth whatever the price is that you're offering, right? If you're an individual, maybe you lost a job, maybe you want a promotion, maybe you lost a parent or a spouse. Be brave enough to face that. And be brave enough to say that I still have something to live for.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to keep going. So take one principle at a time. And also know this. Character, you can make a commitment to character in a moment, but it takes time.
Yeah.
And it comes with continuous growth and development.
Yeah.
But start with one principle at a time.
One principle. How many principles do you talk about in your?
So the beast mindset is made up of 5 key
Five
principles, right? So, but just take one. Take one at a time and keep building.
What's that second one?
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm.
Now, enthusiasm. You see, this lady, I stay high on happy. Okay, why? I do.
Yeah.
Because I call it hope. Some people call it optimism, but it's all the same. And if you lose your hope, if you lose your optimism, then you certainly will lose your zeal to fight, to be brave, to be courageous, to keep going, to ensure that you reach your destiny.
And number 3?
And number 3 is authenticity.
Authenticity.
Okay, so it's bravery, enthusiasm, authenticity, self-control, and thankfulness.
And so number 4 is self-control.
Yes.
Of course. And
And
tell us a
5,
little bit about
4, self-control. Oh, well, so I like to call self-control as the primary seed, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what keeps you anchored, keep you focused, keep you disciplined, and most of all, keep you determined to keep going. Okay? And so when you're faced with, I don't know, doubts, worries, no, you stay focused.
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
Stay in line. Keep that viewpoint that you can.
Well, keep your belief of where if you have set a goal, let nothing stop you. Do not give up.
And number 5,
Thankfulness.
thankfulness.
Thankfulness. You see, when you're thankful or grateful, you continue to be hopeful. More importantly, you're humble enough to say to someone, I need help. And you're humble enough that if that someone doesn't help you, to keep going,
Keep
right?
going.
And keep seeking. But you're never too big to think that you don't need help. You never think that you are better than anyone. You're just grateful for the opportunity. And to me, the more thankful you are, the more resilient you are.
So surround yourself, have an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And those 5 things that you mentioned helps that person become successful in their endeavors.
It not only helps you to become successful, it helps you to sustain success because
Sustainability is very, very important.
yes, because if you build success around things,
Yeah.
things come and go, right? But if you build your success around your standards, you'll keep standing no matter what happens.
There you go. All right, Renee. Look at you. You said you just started this. It seems like you've been in this for a while, or you're using what you've come through
well,
to help
that's
support what
right.
you're doing now. That's
I've
for
learned
sure.
it firsthand.
Yeah, yeah. And do you do like Zooms? Do people come on? You do?
I do. So what I'm
Talks
starting
at
to do
schools?
now is I'm going to roll out a series.
Mm-hmm.
One kind of I'm actually focusing kind of on students and young people, and then I'm focused on women, and then I have a focus for small businesses in particular.
Yeah.
So while I have something for everyone, I am kind of focused on those 3 areas.
Yeah.
And so I have some programs that are rolling out that will both come in the form of actual in-person events as well as virtual events.
And you've worked with Fortune 500 companies, educational institutions, nonprofits.
Yes.
What differences do you see in leadership styles across these individuals or these companies? Are they all the same?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I do think it is somewhat of a difference, and probably the biggest difference for the corporate companies, right, is that, I mean, they are driven by profits and bottom lines. And while that is absolutely important,
Yeah.
I think that capitalism can have character, okay, and corporations
There's that
can have
character.
character.
Yeah. So they're different.
So they're different in the sense that the profit sometimes causes you to put character on the backside, and I'm trying to help them and encourage them to keep character at the forefront. And I believe that their currency, their profits, they'll have even more if they put character.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of people are reaching out to you for advice right about now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm excited about
You
it.
excited about it? You're getting a lot of business?
I am.
Yeah. You making money?
Yeah. And because I'm not going back to work. Absolutely.
That's good. It's a beautiful thing, you know. What inspired or what impact do you hope? I'm just going to ask you a few more questions. What impact do you hope your work has on the next generation of leaders who are looking forward to doing business or becoming successful?
Well, thank you for that question. It is my hope that we will really turn a corner. You know, Dr. King said in his 68 speech, he said, we need a radical revolution of values. And I really feel like my time here is sort of carrying that out, creating this revolution of values. So I hope that we will begin to put character before currency.
Yeah. And next, what message or what do you want people to take away from the message that you're conveying?
That the key to life or the destiny is character. Everything's all about your character. You know, again, the quote that you recited earlier, that was from Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
He said, character, not circumstances, determines your value. That still holds true today. And I hope that everyone will really come to see it's about who you are on the inside.
That's right.
Not just what you look like.
There you go.
Okay.
And finally, it's a song. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? Let's transform our hearts and minds, and let's put character first, and I believe we will experience unlimited comfort.
There you go. Renée Brown, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coach Renée Brown.
Nice
we love
to
what
meet
you're
you.
doing in our
Thank
community.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And come back again. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back right after this.